What's plays Jim and Chick-fil-A play Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic 4 Episode 1, Part 3. We are here in the Lost Labyrinth Zone, the third zone in the game, and the first partial water, the first in, well, not the first, but the only water zone in this game. Most Sonic games have an obligatory water zone. A lot of people talk about having, most Sonic, or when they refer to a water zone, they always call it the obligatory water zone, which, because most Sonic games have at least one water zone, which is, they've made the physics better over the years, but they kind of took a back step here with this one. While Lost Labyrinth Act 1 doesn't have water in it except for through that first bit, the gimmick here is those rocks falling, and some rocks later that we have to balance on. If you notice those first set of robots, those were called Burrobots. We saw those first debut in, let me take a look at my notes here. Thought I could remember, but I just wanted to make sure that this is where they're coming from. Burrobots, Aquatic Ruin Zone, Sonic 2. The place that I get all of my information from, my Sonic-related information, says it's from Sonic 2, but they also were in the water zone in Sonic 1. The name escapes me right now. I should throw up something. I should throw the name up on it, the name of the zone. But that's where they actually first debuted, Burrobots. You can see that is a red bubbles. You notice if it has spikes, it has 3 arrays of spikes. It'll have no spikes, short spikes won't hurt you, and then that's when you'll know with this the spikes are going to come out. That is a red Orbinaut, or one version of an Orbinaut. This is also another feature. Rocks will chase you, in which you have to outrun them. 2 rocks will chase you, but as long as you continue running to the right, you don't have to worry about it. The Orbinauts first debuted, or that style of Orbinaut debuted in Starlight Speedway Sonic 1. There's also another green and yellow version of the Orbinaut, which we will see later on, which also debuted in Starlight Speedway. You can see this version, you have to wait for the spikes, for him to throw the spikes off, and then you can attack him. There's a way that if you attack him fast enough with the homing attack, you can actually hit him in between the spiked balls, and you won't take any damage. That is the other type of Orbinaut. That type of Orbinaut is best to be left alone, not to be messed with. This is another one of those gimmicks where you have to balance on the rocks. You just push the left analog stick or the directional buttons to the right to make him go faster, or push it to the left to make him walk backwards and go slower, which definitely helps. You can see water physics. You do not jump as high as you do in other Sonic games, sadly. As I said before, they kind of took they backpedaled their water physics that they've done so well on over the years. For here, there's some rocks that will come down. If they do hit you, they will crush you and they will kill you instantly. So you want to be very careful, especially at this stage of the level. Oh crap! If you do get hit by them, you just take damage. But if you are unfortunate enough to be right underneath them once they fall, you will get crushed. And I'm not sure, I may not be able to get the necessary amount of rings to be able to get the special stage. I don't know yet, but because the last one that's left is special stage number 7, I have the rest of the game to try it. But this is the last easy level to try to go after them. This is by no stretch of the imagination an easy level, but this is by far the easiest of the last remaining set of levels to go after and try to gain the Chaos Emeralds in. So you can jump on the rocks while you are on the rocks. You can jump on them. That third rock that I just jumped on is about the only rock that you're going to need to jump on. So don't worry about jumping on any of the other ones. The best way to go around and work with these rocks is just continue to tap the left directional button, or just continue to tap the stick to the left. That's the easiest way to not have to worry about screwing up while using those, while on the rocks and falling off backwards or forwards. Just barely got the life. You can see I believe 87 lives when I started this video. That was just because going through Casino Street Act 2 or Road of Cards, whichever you prefer calling it. So you can see here, I have to get 99 rings to be able to enter. You want to be very careful because of the damn springs and all of the what do you call them? The exit blocks around. But the Chaos Emerald is in the middle of that section, so you want to stay away from that section that I was just in with all the springs and everything. There are 2 sections like this and 2 sections with those springs. If you stay in here, you'll be able to get a lot more rings, a lot safer, and you won't have to worry about exit blocks as much. At least you won't have to worry about springs potentially throwing you into exit blocks, and you can also pick up a few time bonuses along the way, which always helps. But okay, that should have pushed me over the amount that I needed. What? Maybe it's only 50 rings to get a life. Perhaps I thought it was. Oh crap! Yeah, this section. You want to be very careful through this section. You can, if you notice what was there at the end, what you have to do is just fall in between the springs, and then get out of this section. Try to pick up a few rings here and there, but you do not want to have to rely on that section at all. If you do fall to the corners, there will be some exit blocks for you there. We'll get out of this section. There's 4 sections like this. I guess they're all going to be different, so let's just be careful. Whenever you're entering a new section, you always want to try to hug the wall just to make sure that you don't end up falling on an exit block, and you, oh crap, and you end up dying. Okay, so there we go. That's all I need. I would, however, like to pick up this time bonus. Just it's not that big of a waste, and because we're gonna have to take it easy while going through this section, just to get away from those. Okay, watch for the springs. Use any shortcuts you can. It is very easy to get lost in these mazes, so you do want to be careful and try to remember where exactly you are at all times while going through these sections. But Special Stage 7 cleared. Sonic acquired a Chaos Emerald. I got all the Chaos Emeralds, which I believe I can now play as Super Sonic once I gain 50 rings, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, I'll flash something up on the screen here. But you can see I gained a trophy, Supersonic Genesis. So okay, I guess not. You can now transform into Supersonic. Transform by collecting 50 rings and pressing the triangle or square button. So I will show off the. I will show that off, but probably not here in Lost Labyrinth Zone Act 2, World of Darkness. So this is the first time Sonic has actually held something in his hand while going through one of these sections. You can see it's a torch. You want to be very careful, especially if you have to rely on this level to go after the Chaos Emeralds. Through this first section, there will be a lot of burrow bots around. So you want to, until you get to the first well-lit room, you want to just use the spin dash and everywhere that you, while running along through these sections, just to be safe. There may not be any burrow bots. I did until only in that first section, but it's always best to be careful, especially whenever you can't see where you're going. But because I don't have to rely on the rest of these levels for okay, well I guess I'll show off Supersonic now. And you can see lights the place up, which is always useful. The jump is higher. The light speed or the homing attack is actually pretty useful. You can see so you start out with instead of 100, you start out with 400 rings for the first kill on every enemy with Supersonic. So you can tell the gimmicks. The torch is one gimmick, and these bombs are another gimmick. If you stand too close to the explosion, the blast radius will get you. If you these mine carts as well, you can jump with the mine carts, but you really don't need to. Maybe through that first section, but for the most part, it's there's never a reason to jump with the mine carts. the bombs. Sometimes rocks will fall from those dynamite packs, which will kill you. And so you want to be very careful while going through there. Oh yeah, I was fixing to say I thought all those were burrow bots. Now, if you notice, you do gain a bonus for linking homing attacks. Well, that only you only gain that bonus if you link homing attacks. You cannot gain the bonus any other way. You know, like if you use the light speed dash or not the light speed dash, but the spin dash. If you use the spin dash, you cannot get through. You will not get the bonus, so you want to be very careful while going through there. Another gimmick, and another puzzle that we'll see later on is, if you notice those, the yellow blocks with the green squares in the middle, there will be a section or a puzzle that is pretty infamous with this level, where you have to continuously jump with and try to light a set of torches to get those blocks to come out and those platforms to open up so that you can create a path to. Okay, so here is the area where I'm talking about. Watch, light. These 3 torches will move these blocks. The lowest one, on this one here, will light the area up. This one will block. This one that I just jumped through will block your path. This one will bring this one up, which you need to jump on, and this one will start the platform so that you can jump on it. So, what you have to do is you have to get through without actually needing to jump on that. And since you are supersonic, you don't actually have to. But the thing is, you have to light the last torch on the right, on the far right. Wait about 3 seconds, and then light the one to the one immediately to your left of that one, and then that will give you enough time to be able to move through and easily go through and complete the level or complete that puzzle. It's a pain in the butt puzzle if you don't know exactly where you're going or what you're doing, and that will actually waste a lot of time and can very easily. This level is another level that can force you to run out of time if you're not careful. So, obviously you want to be very careful while going through these levels. While you're supersonic, you want to try to collect as many rings as possible and not mess around too much with puzzles that you don't need to. Because your jump is so much higher, you are actually in a better position than normal Sonic. And I won't be abusing Supersonic like I did in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I try not to in any other Sonic. Well, I guess I haven't played another Sonic game where I can actually play as Supersonic. So I won't try to abuse it. I'll just use it this once, and I will not use it. Thankfully, they put the Supersonic transformation on another set of buttons. There, you don't have to worry about jumping. I know there's... Okay, so you don't have to worry about jumping anywhere. Don't worry about controlling the minecart at all, other than just going along different paths. For whatever reason, you may want to go along a different path. I don't suggest trying to transform into Supersonic while going along, while in this screen, because you very well may freeze the game. There's a glitch in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that if you go through if you pass the signpost or hit the capsule and then try to turn into Supersonic, you will actually lock the game up, and Sonic will turn into Supersonic for like a split second, and then will just stay in midair running, and you cannot control Sonic anymore, and the game will not continue. It will just lock up and freeze. So you want to be very careful while doing that. And I'm not sure if this game actually has that or not, but you still want to be very careful. So, Labyrinth Zone Act 3, another water zone. I had actually forgotten this level was here, so I very well may abuse Supersonic and try to get through here. This is the gimmick for this level, is the water here. You can see how bad the jumping ability is, how slow you move through here. If you notice the bubbles that you can go after, damn it. There we go. Well, yeah, you want to go after every bubble that you see, no matter no matter when or where it is. Just go after every bubble that you see, and you shouldn't have any trouble while going through here. Even if you're going through a slow section, where you just grabbed a bubble, just go ahead and grab it again. You know, if you're waiting for something to, like a platform, or you have to go up through a section to open a door, and then you get knocked back down, and, you know, go for a bubble. And you see there, I was supposed to hit the Orbinaut spikes, which should have caused me to take damage, but I didn't. And so, you know, maybe there's a way to get past the Orbinaut's spikes without actually having to worry about it. You see here, you just go ahead and grab a bubble because you're not close to the surface yet. Okay, well now you are, but it's just better to be cautious. You know, you definitely want to be careful. But if you thought we were done with the water, oh no. So you can see here's a gimmick where you have to rotate the water in order to flush Sonic out through that hole. There's another harder puzzle that will come up later on, which I very well may use Supersonic for, but I will gladly talk about how to bypass it. Okay. So you can see the wall chasing us was from Hedgehog Zone Act 2 from Sonic 3. One of my... Oh, crap. To get up those walls, you have to use the spin dash. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it light speed dash for. But to get up those slopes like that, you have to use the spin dash, and I'll be able to show off that and why you need to use that later on in a different level. It's coming. It will be up in the next zone, actually. But anyway, so going through here, this isn't one of the worst water zones ever. It's definitely pretty difficult, but it's not the worst water zone ever. I'll definitely give it that. Alright, so gonna abuse it again just to get through this section. I hate to, but well, this isn't the bad section. I don't know why I decided to use it here, but you cannot breathe underwater while supersonic, so just keep that in mind. While you're going through here, you want to be very careful. And every time you see a bubble, go for it. I should be getting close to that bad section that I have trouble with. So you can see the way you lose rings is you lose a ring per second, which is common with most Sonic games. With a lot of the 2D Sonic games. So this is the bad spot. If you notice, there's some spikes right underneath that platform that I was underneath. Once you get right there where Sonic is now, you will get hit with those spikes. What you have to do is you have to ease the water in so that it's just barely flowing, and then once you get to that point, you will be able to get Sonic to go through there, even with it flowing at just a very low amount. It's definitely difficult, especially if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, but just remember, keep that in mind, and you shouldn't have any trouble. There, okay, there's that door. So we'll just go ahead and get out of here. Supersonic definitely makes it a lot easier. It's not broken, or as broken as, well, I guess I wouldn't even call Supersonic from Sonic 2 broken, but it just made the game a lot easier, which I guess that's what it's designed to do. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But this game has its own set of problems like that. The only bad thing is we will not be able to go after or use Supersonic in any boss fight until the last boss fight, and even then, I don't know whether or not you'll be able to. So you can see here, this is similar to that water zone from Sonic 1, where you had to chase Robotnik up a trap-filled ruin. It wasn't Scrap Brain Zone. It wasn't Aquatic Ruin Zone either. But the name escapes me right now. Now, remember, every boss does have 8 hits, and there are actually two phases to this boss. This is the first phase. The second phase will be a lot harder than this, so you will definitely want to watch out for it. You can actually hit Robotnik up to 3 times while under here, which will definitely help you out if you can do that. But if you can't, you're definitely going to have a harder time through here. So this looks like the boss fight from Aquatic Ruin Zone in Sonic 2, except it's not. Okay, which way is it going to? You can see these pillars will... Oh crap, I can usually hit him whenever I do that. I guess I jumped a little bit too late, or used the homing attack a little bit too late. But you can see these pillars, and in that boss fight, what you did was Robotnik would have this hammer on two pillars over here and would shoot spears so that you could jump up and attack him. Well, in this one, you can see these pillars are coming out to kill you. Oh crap! I don't think I got it right. Okay, cool. And there's different patterns that they can take. Usually, they don't start out with the hardest ones first, but you definitely want to watch out for them. This is by far one of the easiest, and the one that will always ensure that you can hit Robotnik. What you want to do is hang in the air a long time until you can hear the beep of the homing attack marker locking onto Robotnik, and then just use the homing attack on him. You may be able to hit him twice there, but I don't like to take that chance myself. Sadly, I have 15 rings, don't have the ability to use Supersonic. Again, always watch the... Okay, so this one, not that difficult, but this is one of the few that it's very difficult to actually attack Robotnik on. There is one that I've never been able to get the hang of, though, so I'm sure they'll throw that one out here in a minute. Oh, crap. Okay, well, no, this one's actually pretty easy. Doesn't seem like 8 hits, but, hey, I'm not going to complain at all. I usually die when going through this boss fight. That is called the Flying Eggman. So, hey, there you go, Flying Eggman. Oh, no, actually, I'm sorry, that's the... Catcher Eggman. So, I guess that was just the Eggmobile from Sonic, I guess the Carnival Night boss was. It doesn't really matter, but anyway, so thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is, how many times did I light torches in World of Darkness or Lost Labyrinth Zone Act 2? Thanks for watching. We will be doing Mad Gears Zone in the next video, so until then, later everyone.